everybody, how you doing today? Gonna do a little I got a couple questions about this, so I'm gonna do this like wax kind of thing on here. It's a lot about embossing. A lot of people cannot afford to go buy embossing powder and use it in their paintings or in their journal or play around or whatever. So I'm going to show a quick thing of how I have done it and do it sometimes, especially in my journal and stuff like that. If I don't want to get out my heat gun and all my embossing powder and all, and talk about a few things. One of the things I want to talk about is, and these come in different brands. This is Pen Boss. These are embossing pens. So you can use this, and you know, I'm using a Stencil today, but if you do have the embossing powders, you can, you know, kind of draw your own kind of thing, and use your, you know, or stencil or whatever you're going to use, and then you can just emboss it like I did here. These are distress embossing powders. So you can see that this one is with black. I have a black from Essentials embossing pen, and it's black. So it made that blue, the light blue right here, which is a distress powder from Tim Holtz. When I did it over the black, it made it a different color. So it's really, really cool. I don't know how close I can get. And then this, of course, is just your regular embossing pen, which this is called Pen Boss. And it doesn't say who it's from. Maybe it is from Pen Boss. And this is from Essentials Ranger embossing pen. This is clear. And then this one is black. So if you got a white one and a black one, you can see you can get two different looks with the same embossing powder. That's number one. We're not going to use these today. These are just, you know, you also have, which there are different, this is for Perfect Pearls, but it's Perfect Medium. You can also use it for regular embossing powder that you would use your stamp and go and emboss on. Or there's a million different other brands that have embossing pads, you know what I mean, that you can use for your stamps or whatever. However, it can be costly, like many of you people, many of you guys have written me. So I wanted to show something that would be kind of different and cool, and hope that it works since I'm doing it live on camera. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going in close, And I have, which I always go to the dollar store or whenever I see these on sale, but just a regular white crayon. Now, I had thought about doing this last night and making the video, and I had my little candle. I mean, I'm talking like a dollar store candle, or it was a tea light, and I don't exactly know what I did with it. I had it sitting here for today to show you that you can also use a white candle, you know, a regular candle, but apparently I don't know what I did with it. So we're just going to stick with this. But if you have a candle, you can also use the same thing because it's wax and you'll get the same effect. So all I have is a regular piece of paper. It's like the regular mixed media paper that I usually use for every demo that I use. But you can use whatever you have if you're doing it in your art journal, whatever. And right now on this bottom half, I'm just going to lay my stencil that I chose. And I'm going to go in with my white crayon. And I'm going to color. Now, these little parts, I probably won't be able to get much of the crayon in. But I'm just going over whatever's showing. I probably should have picked a better stencil that had bigger openings, but we're going to go with it. Because you'll get the idea. And I'm just going to color these in. I just want to show you the gist of it. And if you hear a bunch of weird noises, it's my cats running around behind me. And my dog sawing very loudly because he's not happy. He likes to sit here and quiet. And when I get on the camera, he usually makes funky noises because he's aggravated, because he just wants to lay here. Okay. And we're just going over this with the white wax. Oh my god, my one kitten is crawling up my back. She loves getting on my desk and ruining everything. Okay, so we just got this basic white in there. And it doesn't do anything to your, you know, your, oh my god, my cat. Stop it. Sit down. Oh my god. Excuse me, sorry. She is wild. Go play. Okay, so we have, and I don't know if you can see, and I'm just going to dust off some of the extra, because with the stencils being a little bit smaller. But you can kind of see, it's so hard white on white, but you can kind of see where that is. So this is the bottom part, and on top up here, I'm just gonna color, and you can write names, you can draw, you can, you know, draw a face. I'm not going into big detail here. Add whatever kind of thing you want. And I'm just kind of, you know, just so you get the idea. So you can see what this does. Now, I'm just using my normal, and let's get back on camera because it's the right thing to do. I'm just using my regular Crayola watercolors. I'm not using anything fancy, which I always try to do because it's for, you know, I want everybody to be able to do this. And I'm going to take my paintbrush. I'm going to wet my paintbrush. And then the magic's going to start. Go up a little bit more. Put it down there. Okay. So let's start with purple. And I'm going to start down here. And you can see that it's not focusing, but you can see how it is resisting. And I didn't gesso this or anything. And because, like I said, the stencil was a bit, you know, small to get the marks in, it didn't exactly come out as butterflies like I wanted it. You know, I wanted it to. I wasn't really thinking when I picked up the stencil. It was what was there, and I'm using it for something else. So you can see that color, really cool. And you can see the where the resist is. And let's pick another color. I'm just going to pick some orange and go over. And you can see it resist immediately when you put it on. And I'm sure, because I know I did this when we were in school, everybody kind of did this, and you used, you know, you used to write secret messages. And this is a great way to start a background, actually. So, I mean, look how cool. That's just resisting that. Let's get it up there so you can see. And that's using the stencil, like I said. Now let's go to where I did the squiggles. And what color are we going to use? Let's do a green. And this is where we did, which you'll see much more of the wax come out. I mean, it's like magic. I mean, how much fun. Look. You know I get so excited over these silly, silly things. And one last color. Let's do some red. This is a little thicker. I didn't wet it down as much. Okay. Now, look how cool that is. Now go back to where you started. And you want to give it a minute. I mean, honestly, I should wait a little bit longer till it dries. But because you know, I'm on the camera. And as you wipe it, it'll take the color off of the white crayon. And also smear the colors that aren't dry. But you get the point. Now look how cool that is. And that just took literally nothing. So let's say I want to go in here and I'm going to add some of the red, but we'll do down here. And I'm just going to do like a swirl. I'm going to do it over. And then I'm going to color this in somewhat. And all this is a white crayon. Like I said, a few candles sitting around the house, it works the same. And then let's go over it with some of the red. We're going to go over this just to kind of blend it. And because it's watercolor, it's going to blend. So you can wet your brush again. Give it a little tap dry and kind of blend. You know, if you're kind of wanting to blend it in a little bit. Now I'm just going to hit this with the heat gun for a second. I'm not going to, if you have a hair dryer, use that because it'll melt the wax underneath. And I don't want to do that, but I kind of want to do that and then give her a wipe. And what you'll see is see how it held the color underneath the orange? See, my colors are all off. But you get this really cool. So you can continue to go over what you're doing and add different colors. If you want to do like where they meet and match, just go over it. And again, do another color. Which I'm doing this a little darker, but you can see where it resists as it separates. So around that, and you do have to leave it dry. To have a little bit more patience than me because it'll mess it up a little bit. I want to give it a second to dry so the wax in case any of the crayon melted. You know I have no patience. Let's see if we can do a drippy drippy. It ain't dripping. It ain't that wet. Anyway. But you see, and then you get the resist right here. So this is very, very fun. I, again, suggest not using small stencils like I did. These are, now the butterflies were okay. They didn't come out exactly how I wanted them to. But, you know, to sit and draw and play as a background. Now I have this really cool background to start. And I have, as I call them, mixed media. I have 2 layers on here now. I have my base, and then I have my, you know, my drawings, and now I can continue building on. Again, you can draw whatever you want. You can write names. If you're making cards, you can, you know, do your whole card making thing and do this. And I mean, it's a really cool effect. So, and it's really fun to sit down, not only as an adult and play, but this is like my mindless play week that I'm showing you silly things that I'm doing to help keep my mind off of things and to just keep creating and doing things. So, you know, this is really fun. And if you use your, I'm sure you guys can come up with so many wonderful things to do and draw with your crayon. And there's many techniques you can do with crayons that are really cool. So, you know, if you want to see more, let me know. But this one's always been fun, and I've done it with the kids a million times. And I've done it on some of my paintings and whatnot. Because like I said, you get this added element to it. And I mean, really, what you put down is what, you know, is kind of going to stay there. And it's really cool. Because whatever you put, like I said, if you go through with a bigger stencil and this was all stenciled, or you drew, you know, stuff, or wrote a message, or wrote in a card, or did whatever, and then did this, look how cool it is. And all this is Crayola watercolor, you know, watercolors. You didn't have to go out and spend a lot of money for anything, you know, of importance or anything like that. So, you know, really inexpensive fun. So you could sit for hours and do this, which I have, believe me. So that's that. That's our little thing for the day. I hope you guys play and like it and have fun doing it. I'm going to show a few things real quick. This is something that I had made out of polymer clay. And you can see, let's see if you can see all the... Remember the other day we did, or a few videos back, we had done something similar to this. The Mukume blocks, but look how cool. And this I used, it was a steampunk kind of thing that I did with clocks. And that came up and that's glazed. And then I made this really cool bead. Let's see if we can get it to focus, which I'm going to show you guys how to set up and do if I can get this to focus. Let's see. There we go. Turn sideways. With embossing powders, as well as this pendant. And it is to the side. It's not exactly in the middle. It is to the side for a reason. That's just the way I made it. But it was baked with embossing powders, and then I put the metal around it, and I'm going to age that. And this becomes a pendant. And then this is going to be the bead that goes on top. And that'll be a cute little necklace. How cute is that? And then something really cool that was made with transparent clay and just a bit of color. Let's see. And I stamped in it. Let's see how we can. And it also has embossing powder in it. How well you can see that. But it's really cool, and I made this for a mixed media piece that I'm doing. And it's thin, and it's baked, and it's just awesome. So these are a couple of things I'm going to be doing within the next week or so. And I have a few requests of things to show and to do. So with that, I hope you guys have a great day. Be kind to each other because you never know what battle somebody else is fighting. And I hope you guys create today and have fun. So thank you guys. Bye-bye.